Hey everybody, it's Jenna McLeod here, Health Promotion Specialist from Gagetown. I thought that I would just do a little pre-recording about stress. So it seems like a topic that a lot of people are talking about right now, given our current situation with COVID-19 and being stuck at home. It can cause a lot of stress for people. So why don't we talk about it a little bit? What is stress exactly? There's all kinds of definitions out there about what stress is. So think about that for a second. What's your own personal definition of stress? Is it the feeling of not being able to cope with a situation? Is it a challenge? Is it a bad thing? Is it sometimes an okay or a good thing? What is, an experience that you've had before, or is it currently happening right now where you feel stressed? What did that feel like for you? Because it's different for everybody. Everyone's experience with stress is different. And there's a lot of different coping mechanisms, skills that you can develop to help you combat stress. So let's talk about a few of these different things. What is stress? What are the different forms of stress? And is it all bad? Okay, so for me, stress personally is when I feel that I can't cope with a given situation, or if the demands exceed my ability to cope. Does that sound familiar to you? Maybe. That might jive with your own personal definition. It's also my body's response to that stress. So it can feel like a heart rate racing, blood pressure going up, flushed cheeks, almost a feeling of embarrassment plus all the racing heart rate stuff that goes with it. That's my body's response to stress. Some people want to, shut down when they are presented with a stressful situation. Some people may become aggressive. There's a lot of different, personal responses to stress. So knowing what your triggers are to stress can go a long way. So if you know what those triggers are, you can help prepare yourself for how you will combat or deal with that stress when it presents itself. So that's, I think, step one to learning how to cope or learning new coping mechanisms. What are the things that trigger you? Stress can be in a physical form, so it can feel like bright lights that are bothering you, noise, crowded rooms. It can also feel like something more emotional, so a relationship problem or a major life event, worry, a social situation that feels uncomfortable or awkward to you, hassles or even rules, so organizational or institutional stressors. That is, what I'm explaining to you is an external stressor. That was a list of external stressors. There are also internal stressors. So those would sound more like our life choices or our habits. Things like insufficient sleep or poor nutritional choices, poor work-life balance even. Negative self-talk goes into that category as well. So telling yourself things like you can't do it, or you're not good enough, or you can't handle it. Mind traps also. So an example of a mind trap would be saying or having an expectation that is just too great or is unrealistic. There are certain personality types that fall into this category as well of internal stressors. So workaholics can fit into this category. Somebody who is very, very shy, introverted may fit into this category. People pleasers, or I like to call them fixers. I'm one of those. I always want to fix somebody else's problem. That makes me feel better if I can make them feel better. We can get stuck in those sort of internal stressors as well. So if you can identify what your stressors are, what your triggers are, that would be great. So you can help combat or help yourself develop coping skills that really focus on those or hone in on those stressors. So is all stress bad? When you say the word stress, it kind of feels bad, right? Like it has to have some sort of negative connotation. But that's not always true. It can be in the eye of the beholder, so to speak, or how you perceive a stress. So some stress can challenge us with ways to improve. Stress can make an opportunity or give us an opportunity so that we can grow our skill set, develop new skills, or to get ourselves out of a situation that is not healthy or into a situation that is healthy. It can initiate good change or personal growth, healing even. So not all stress is bad. How we react to it, though, is key. So with bad stress or demands that we feel that we cannot cope with, that can cause health concerns. And that is a real thing. Stress is detrimental to our health. So it's important that we address it. This is just a little overview on the topic of stress. And Health Promotion offers a full workshop when we are under normal working hours and normal work conditions. So this is a workshop that is a full day. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to cover. This is just a little piece, talking about what stress is, delving into our internal and external stressors, finding out what your triggers are, kind of asking yourselves those personal questions. And how do you currently deal with stress? Is it working for you or not? That being said, I do want to leave you with something to practice or to try if you are currently dealing with something stressful, as many of us are. Perhaps you can try a muscle relaxation. It may be something new for you. It might seem a little outside of the box or even a little hokey. But what a muscle relaxation can do actually is to start to slow all of those processes, those physiological responses that stress induces. So things like racing heart rate, high blood pressure, feeling panicked, feelings of anxiety, inability to focus, to concentrate, to make good decisions. These are all physiological responses to stress. A muscle relaxation can help combat that by bringing us back down to balance or to normal. And you can actually feel tension being released from your body. You can feel that heart rate slow as your rate of breath begins to slow and blood pressure drops. So let's practice that. You can try it out. If it doesn't work for you on the first try, that is completely normal and fine. It's a skill, so it takes some practice. And just stay positive and try it often, and it will become eventually, if you practice it enough, like a default. So you will develop this coping mechanism, this skill over time that you will default to in a stressful situation. So a muscle relaxation can be done anytime, really, but it's best done if you have a quiet room, if you have a designated time that you can set aside to devote to this, especially when you're learning to control your body's response to a muscle relaxation, so really allowing yourself to be in the moment and present. If you lose focus during this, that's okay. Just like in yoga, if you lose your thoughts, return to your breath. If you lose yourself or find yourself, thinking about your grocery list or the next thing that you have to do for work tomorrow, just bring yourself back to the feeling of your body and paying attention to how the relaxation response is feeling with regards to tension, with regards to breath, with clarity even. Okay, so don't worry if it doesn't work first try. So I'm going to talk you through this. Let me turn my page here and focus on my notes for a moment. So you may feel a little bit sleepy if this works really, really well for you, and that's okay. It just means that you're becoming more relaxed and you're letting tension leave your body. There's all kinds of health benefits to this, and we will delve into this a little bit deeper if we have the opportunity to do more of a workshop online or more of a briefing online. Then we'll talk about more ways to cope with stress, if this is just one. Okay, so a progressive muscle relaxation. So it involves mindfully tensing and then releasing muscles or muscle groups in a predetermined order. So I find it really easy if you just start with your feet and work your way up your body. So once they've been practiced for a while, you could do this sequence anywhere, sitting, standing, lying down. So when you're learning, I would recommend a quiet room, maybe your couch. I'm sitting on the floor here. Maybe lay down in your bed, be comfortable. Okay, so allow your body to feel as comfortable as possible and take a few slow breaths. So just pay attention to your rate of breath right now. If you close your eyes, do that, or even if you're just dimming your eyelids a little bit. Don't look at the camera anymore, just listen to the sound of my voice. So begin to tense body parts in order, beginning with the feet. So we'll crunch up the toes and the feet on your next inhalation. Big breath in, fill your belly up full of air, and clench those toes and those feet. As you exhale forcefully, emptying your belly, release your feet and your toes. Notice how that might feel. Try again on your next inhalation. Inhale, crunch up your toes and your feet and your calves. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, clench your toes, your feet, your calves, hamstrings, and quads. I'm doing it with you. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, clench your toes, your feet, calves, hamstrings, quads, and your glutes. Clench everything tight, tight, tight. Exhale, relax all those muscles. Inhale, clench your toes, your feet, your calves, your hamstrings, your quads, your abdomen. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, clench your toes, your feet, calves, quads, hamstrings, glutes, abdomen, chest, and shoulders. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, clenching your toes, feet, calves, hamstrings, quads, glutes, abdomen, shoulders, biceps, forearms, and fists. Exhale, let that all go. You may feel a little tingling or some heat. Let the tension flow out of your body. Inhale, clench your toes, your feet, your calves, your quads, hamstrings, your glutes, your abdomen, chest, shoulders, biceps, triceps, forearms, fists, even your face this time, your mouth, your eyes, your scalp, your neck, everything. Exhale, let it all go. Feel tension melt like butter. Take a few breaths just in this state right now. Pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to how your body's feeling. Are there any differences? And you can try again, your entire body from head to toe. Inhale, flex everything. Clench your muscles tight. Hold on to it. Exhale, forcefully letting it all go. Now let everything soften. Let yourself feel very heavy. Sink into whatever space you're occupying. And just breathe for a few minutes. Fill your belly up full of air. Fill your lungs full of air. And then empty them both completely. When you feel ready to get up or to bring yourself back, count backwards from 10 slowly. Once you reach 1, you should feel refreshed from this progressive muscle relaxation. And hopefully whatever was causing you all that tension was washed away, even if for a few minutes. Like I said before, this is something that does not come naturally or easily to most people, in my experience at least. However, if you practice it, it becomes easier and you can really feel your body release tension. You might realize or might feel that doing something like this on a regular basis will help with backaches, neck tension, just your ability to deal with those stressors. So it's kind of just honing in on your ability to take that stress, whatever it is, and then let it leave your body. So like I said, we can get into stress management a lot more than this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So leave your questions for us. We'll answer them and get back to you. Thank you for practicing this muscle relaxation with me today. Try it out a couple times a day, maybe upon waking, before going to bed at night, and just see how your body responds with a little practice over time. Stay safe, everyone. Take care. From your health promotion team in Gagetown.